Morning. We are today at the Marlene Reid Center with Paul Fagan, who is the general manager, and we're going to be talking about one special project called the Feel Good Cafe. It's a Feel Good Cafe, and it's an important project, and it's a special project because when we talked a few months ago about how it's identifying with this model of engagement that we call the friendly connected communities. And when we talked, he realized rather, that the Feel Good Cafe really meets that premise. So he's going to explain us a little bit more about how does it work, who is involved, how it started, and some of the things that came out from that Feel Good Cafe in terms of things that help to some of the other aspects of the activities, but the services that provide to the community through those interactions. So, first of all, thank you, Paul, and thanks for doing this. Um, Tell us what your role entails in the first instance as the general manager of the Martin Reed Centre, please.
Yeah, very varied role here at the Marlene Reid Centre. So I'm responsible for a lot of the operational activities that we have on site here, and crucially the strategic direction of the organisation, and within that some of the lineup of events, which Feel Good Cafe is just one of many.
Okay. Um, and how did the Feel Good Cafe get started? What prompted the Feel Good Cafe to start?
So it was coming out of COVID and realising there was a need for people had social isolation that were suffering. We'd all spent that long time locked indoors and we'd forgotten how to mingle. So it was a way of getting people back out and mixing with each other in a safe environment.
And as I said, we did talk about being a very good example of the friendly connected communities. As we have explained before, it's about collaboration, it's about cooperation, it's about indeed learning from each other, but also accepting people from very different backgrounds. It's not just about one activity. It's a variety of activities, the whole model, and that's what we thought. So, what make, in your view, the Feel Good Cafe friendly, connected communities, and how does it work? The engagement between the volunteers, I understand there's a staff member also involved, and the people who attend also collaborate and participate. How is that interaction takes place?
Yeah, we're an inclusion cafe, and we generate that inclusion through a number of methods. We have a really interesting lineup of events. So we'll always have an arts activity. We'll always have a collective game like a bingo or a play your cards, right?
Mhm.
And then we always serve a buffet.
Yes.
So those factors really allow us to provide something for everybody. Now, while people are there enjoying what they do and while their heads down and crafting, it's very easy to start a very gentle conversation. So that ability to talk whilst not perhaps making full eye contact is really important to a lot of people who may be suffering from a level of anxiety or social isolation.
Mhm.
It gently allows people to make those connections. And that's something we've seen a lot. People really coming out of their skins, really feeling comfortable in the space. That's one of our absolute success stories. We have a really good team who run the cafe. And one of the kind of roles and responsibilities is just to keep an eye on the room and to make sure that that new person who comes in is brought onto a table with other people,
Yes.
looked after and made to feel part of the overall event. It's a really difficult skill to master, that ability to do that genuinely, and we're really fortunate here at the Marlene Centre to have people who can do that.
So, how many people come on a normal activity in a normal day?
We see anything up to about 60 people attend on a really good day. For instance, we've got the choir on today, so I think we just counted about 70 heads up there this morning.
Wow.
So it's a really busy one today. Yeah, within that, people are coming for all sorts of different reasons. Something that we're looking to develop going forward is our arts offering as part of the cafe to appeal to an even broader range of people.
And how do people learn about the Feel Good Cafe? In other words, are people who come bring other people? Do they learn? Do they learn about it from other ways? How do they? So one of the things that we realized when we formed the Friendly Connected Communities as an engagement model is that often it may be an activity that takes place and the same people know about it, but we learned sometimes that not the rest of the community would know about it. How do you break that barrier to ensure that a wider sense and a wider spectrum of people are able to come and participate?
We obviously market what we do via social media and through other outlets. Word of mouth is really strong in events like the Feel Good Cafe, and it's often by recommendation that people find us. It being a partnership event with Enrich, we're able to sort of steer into their experience and their connections within the community, which sometimes mirror ours, but they don't directly mirror. So we're able to get that reach out through all those ways. We also find that people who come to other MRC events may see a flyer around the building or a poster and then come that way. So it's a really broad way that people find out about what we do at the Feel Good Cafe.
And you said it started about 2 years ago. Have you noticed a change in terms of either the number of people who are coming or what people are asking or they like to do in that time?
We found as we've made those connections with our guests, people are more inclined to give us honest feedback.
Yes.
Now, from that, we're developing a roster of events for next year, one of which is a music-based event based on feedback that people have given us at the cafe. So that's really invaluable for us to get that real-life feedback, and the people being so comfortable and our team being so approachable really lets us get that honest feedback to develop future plans.
So, a couple of questions then. What in your mind would be in this year, which we're almost towards the end, what would be the thing that you will pick up as a big learning, but also big success? Something you're thinking, okay, this really worked quite well, and this really gave us an interesting perspective for the next year.
Without a doubt, having programmed activities is the best possible way of making sure there's something for everybody. So we run to a fairly strict timetable of event.
Yes.
Where we always do certain things at certain times, and then we'll mix up what we're doing around art. So it's always something that a lot of effort and care has gone into, and we feel by offering something that's genuinely interesting, we genuinely are able to engage with people.
And for what you said before, those events, those activities are not just done only by yourself. So obviously you provide the pledge, you provide the activities, and you have the volunteers and the paid staff also, they're working together. But I understand also the members of the community, somehow they are also collaborating on the design of what is going to take place. So it's basically not just something that happens and you put for the community forms part of that, and they are deciding also how that takes place.
Yeah, we regularly react on feedback, whether it's what people like on the buffet or whether it's what particular arts things people want to do. We'll always steer into different events that are happening calendar-wise. So Easter, we'll do Easter-based crafts. At Christmas, we're currently doing an awful lot of Christmas stuff.
What in your mind would make a whole community as friendly community, friendly, connected community, and engaged? What is, if you have to say one thing that really define what makes that, what would that be?
It's an interesting question. I would say having the ability to meet different people and to see those connections that you probably underestimated existed.
Yes.
That's something that I've seen in my journey with the Marlene Reid Centre. We're at 85 Beaver Road, the Marlene Reid Centre in Coalville. When the Feel Good Cafe is open every Tuesday, 9:30 till 12:30. People can see what we do on social media and our website. We're at Marlene Reid Centre or mrc.uk.net. Within that, we host all our what's-ons, and we're open all day, every day, Monday through Friday, so people can just pop in and ask one of the team what we do.
Thank you very much, Paul. Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.